finally welcome Miss Argentina Matavel Piccin, who is the UNFPA representative in India and also the country director for UNFPA in Bhutan. We are so glad to partner with you here in Rishikesh with the Global Interfaith Wash Alliance and do the work that we're doing with you for youth here in Uttarakhand, for livelihood, for empowerment, for education, for women, for children. Thank you so much for joining with us today and for partnering with us in this event, which has been such an inspiring host of amazing speakers. Miss Matavel has a career spanning close to 40 years and has been at the forefront of programs that have focused on rights and health of women and girls and giving a voice to youth and adolescents. Highlights of her work include a program in Bangladesh to accelerate the reduction of maternal mortality by focusing on women and girls working in tea gardens and the garment industry, and building a cadre of professional midwives. Ms. Matavel also led evidence-based programs to address gender-based violence. She is a strong advocate of ensuring rights, access, and choices for all, and is a forefront leader in this work in India, in Bhutan, and across the world. And we are so privileged and honored and thrilled to have her with us today, representing our partner, the UNFPA in India. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Shreya, for your very kind introduction. I didn't do any more than any of the people who are so kindly with us today. Great speaker. Coming at this stage, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, we're just hearing voices in the background. So I was going to say that coming at this stage, I kept trying to readjust what I was going to say, but in the end, really, it's just to bring us back, being, a worker of the United Nations, to bring us back and remind us why this day was created when it was back in 1999. And it was out of recognition, not because we were just we were listening, but also because the young people had been craving and crying and saying loud year after year that they wanted their voices to be heard. They didn't want us to do things for them without them. And so finally, after years of advocating, the General Assembly created this day. And every year, a new topic, a new theme is chosen that is relevant to the contribution and to the lives of young people and adolescents. And so this year, the choice was young people as change champions for global action. And the idea was really to say, can we celebrate what is already out there? Because it's not as if young people were sitting around as passive beneficiaries or poor people who cannot do anything for themselves, who only depend on parents, as traditionally we have called people who are not still in the job market as dependents, but because the parents are still paying. But actually young people have demonstrated, and I've seen it in the many programs that UNFPA and other UN programs support, that we have many young people who are already leaders and champions of change where they are, even in secondary school. Today, we heard an 8-year-old. When I heard her a few months, was it last month or a few months ago, speak in front of Parliament, I was, hey, young Lucy Priya, wow, where do you get that? I mean, it has to be some enlightened spirit amongst us to, at 8 years of age already, be so aware and so concerned. And when she said today that what did she say in her own words? She says, I'm worried about the future of our planet. And she couldn't sleep. She couldn't take her food. I was really, it swelled my eyes and my heart just expanded. It was like an eye opener. And I said, are we doing enough? But then other speakers came, and I am so impressed. You know, when I listened to Pratishta, which is not the first time we've worked with her before, and then Malita committing directly to Pratishta to work with her and people that she's representing because of her, like she said, acquired disability, but not brain disabled. I mean, she can still do things. And even people with some sort of a brain disability, oftentimes we see in the centers in which they are that they can contribute. Malita saying, I want to make this future of this world with you. That's amazing. It's like opening the space. I mean, these events like this and others, and when I thank Parmas for being a partner in organizing such a beautiful event, we can bring together the voices of diverse types of people, young people working, contributing in their own way, wherever they are. In the words of Amish, being who they are and making a difference. That's absolutely amazing. And when Amish shared these life lessons in just 3 sentences, I think that was not only for young people. You need to know, I know he's gone now, but if he will live streams later, he needs to know that even for us as adults, it's always very challenging to resist the pressure of wanting to be liked by everyone. And what he says is that you cannot be liked by everyone because you will be, in doing right, you will be upsetting some people. And so just stick to who you are, be true to yourself. And I really enjoyed, and when Sadhviji then summarized and said that he really shared and encompasses that example of combining worldly life and spirituality. How many times when I come from a hard day in the office and having sometimes to let go of a colleague and thinking that they're losing their jobs and the family is going without income, how many times have I said, oh Lord, why do I have to have this position? All I wanted was to pray and meditate and be a saint or something like that. But my journey, I am, took me to where I am working. So I need to be able to combine the two. So thank you to young people like Amish for reminding us. And I mean, I could go on about the young people who shared their stories today. I mean, Mickey and, and others who spoke, I'm really very impressed. But what I will end up by saying is that you are beacons of hope. You are reshaping and reorienting the world, and it gives us hope. And like Nikki was saying, oftentimes we adults are very skeptical already, but listening to you, it brings back, it restores that hope for our planet. And I'm sure young Lucy Priya, when she hears back all this that was said today, she looks at her elder, younger people who are older than her, I'm sure she can go back to sleep again and eat again. So I will end up by saying that the digital platforms, like Yasmin said earlier, they really did open up this opportunity to close the divides, the geographic divides, to bring us together. Look at me sitting in Portugal. Somebody was in London. Amish was in London. Sadhviji, Nandini, Rohan in Rishikesh, others in Mumbai. I mean, really, we are one. But it's also critical that you leaders of today, the young people, also use this platform to really help people, other young people, to use social media responsibly. Because when we log into social media, sometimes the kind of nastiness that goes on, we need to help them to use it for good, stopping the spread of misinformation, countering hate speech, standing up against stigma and discrimination. I mean, there's so much discrimination in the world. And in India today, I mean, really, we know what I'm talking about. The class divides, the castes, the shades of your color. Why do we need that? It is you, the young people of today, who are standing up, who are really showing, lighting the way, the torch forward, who will break down these barriers. It will take time, but it will be done. When women went to work, it followed centuries of women fighting to go to be in the workplace. When women got access to family planning, to control their bodies, to decide how many children they want and when, so that they could participate in life of their societies, communities outside the home, it took many decades. And even today, we still have women who have no access to controlling their body to be able to participate. So really, I'm hopeful to you young people by what I heard today. I can, like Lucy Priya, regain my sleep as well. Thank you so much for these life lessons and for being there and for taking up the baton from us adults and leading the way. Thank you. We count on you and to create a more gender equal, inclusive, and just world. Thank you very much.